Hello, I'm Paterno Esmaquel from Rappler.com. My question is for Bishop Barron. A while ago, you said that 70% of Catholics in the United States stay away from the Mass. I have two questions. Number one, you said this is a spiritual disaster. Why do you consider this a spiritual disaster, especially considering the role of the United States as a superpower? And my second question is, in your diocese, there are many Filipinos. What is the role of Filipinos in helping avert this spiritual disaster in the United States?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll start with that because I think you're absolutely right in what you're suggesting. I knew a lot of Filipino people in Chicago, where I'm from, and now in LA, you're right. And see, that's the role I think they're playing in God's providence. As we're drifting more and more towards secularism, we need people vividly to remind us of the sacred and the transcendent. And I think that is a role, seriously, that Filipino people are playing around the world, and very much in the United States. Why is it a spiritual disaster? Well, because Vatican II said the Eucharist is the source and summit of the Christian life. If you're staying away from the source and summit of the Christian life, your Christian life will dissipate. And the other thing, I stress the Augustinian anthropology, namely, Lord, you've made us for yourself. Therefore, our heart is restless till it rests in thee. Augustine's great statement of anthropology. Secularism is a spiritual disaster because we're built for God. And we know that because nothing in the world satisfies us. You have all the pleasure, all the money, all the power, all the honor that the world can give you, there's still this restlessness in the heart. It's a restlessness for God. And so the secular ideology that flattens life out and says, no, you can be utterly satisfied by these finite things, is doing deep damage to human beings, especially to young people. Because young people are taking in this ideology through almost every movie, every song, every commercial. And what that does is it breaks the spirit, and leads to deep unhappiness, deep alienation. See, that's the role, I'm giving a sermon now, but that's the role that the church plays in the society. If we get marginalized by a secular society that sees secularism as the default position and religion is kind of a nice hobby that some people have, that's doing deep damage to society. See? Because we're the ones who remind people of this longing of the heart, who remind the world of what satisfies it. If we're marginalized as a little cute hobby that some people have, that's doing great damage to society. Doubt me, look at all the statistics about drugs, about violence, about the breakdown of the family, etc. Where's that coming from? It's coming from a spiritual alienation. So the church can't tolerate this sort of patronizing secularism that will allow us a little tiny private space. That's not the church anymore. The church from the New Testament on is a profoundly public institution. Anyway, so I think that's the spiritual disaster. And I do think, indeed, the role a lot of Filipinos in my country are playing to keep reminding us of God.